It's the political dissident Boris Nemtsov. I'm drawing his portrait. He was assassinated by Russian authorities. In Russia, it's still like this. If we oppose the fascist regime, we're either killed or imprisoned.
This is what happened to Masha's father. In Russia, he spent 2 years in a Russian penal colony. Today, they're exiles in France.
Barely 3 days after my arrival at the colony, I was placed in solitary confinement. The temperature was below 12 degrees. I was freezing to death.
Alexei was subject to treatment reserved for political prisoners in Russia. Repeated solitary confinement at the slightest infraction. Deprived of communication and medical care, with conditions driving inmates to the brink of survival.
The floors were moldy. The rats were everywhere, the ground, the pipes. They were huge. At curfew, I had to cover myself from head to toe with my very thin blanket to not be bitten and catch an infection. I was very afraid of this because I had no idea if I would be given medical attention. And if I got an infection, I could possibly die.
It was because of this drawing that our family began to have problems in Russia. On the Ukrainian side, we see a mother protecting her child from Russian bombs. In art class, all the students were supposed to draw what the teacher asked: tanks, the Z, support for Putin, and I drew this.
It was in 2022, less than 2 months after Putin launched his war against Ukraine. Masha was 12 years old.
When the director of the school saw that I was waiting for Masha after class, she quickly called the police. Can you believe that nobody, among the parents coming to pick up their kids, were outraged? Not one protested or said, "But this isn't right. For drawing, she's a child." Not one. Quite the contrary. All the parents there were saying, "That's right, he should be stripped of his parental rights. People like that shouldn't be allowed to raise children. Put him in prison. He's raising his daughter wrong."
The FSB visited Masha's school and their home. Alexei was taken in for questioning, where he was beaten and tortured.
They blasted the Russian national anthem. They handcuffed me. I spent 2 hours like that, listening to the anthem at full volume.
The following year, he received a criminal conviction for having denounced Russian war crimes in Ukraine. And Masha was placed in foster care, then was sent to live with her mother, who she describes as unreliable.
I felt all alone because the one who could support me was physically not here.
As much as they resent the Putin regime, they resent their fellow countrymen blinded by propaganda.
To even imagine that by some miracle, Putin, this criminal, bloodthirsty assassin, were to be eliminated, the regime wouldn't topple so quickly. Because you have to understand just how many people support him. An entire population. For things to change in Russia, it will take several generations and repentance.
Life, at least mine at the moment, is a bit like a boat being carried by the current. Everything will be all right in the future, we just have to wait a little. I'm not making any plans for the moment. Maybe one day I'll become a political dissident or a volunteer. I like to help people.